Okay, so what I'm about to say might be blatantly obvious. In fact, it is blatantly obvious. But it has to be said because simply enough people don't appear to be aware of this. And enough people, or most people, not only not being aware of it, or excuse me, most people who are aware of it don't do anything about it. And I don't know why. Here's what I'm getting at. So I read this article where some sort of a financial pundit was featured. Some sort of professor, excuse me, he wasn't a professor, but it was some sort of an expert, like an economist of some such. And he kept saying how, listen, you've actually had increased purchasing power over the past few years. Because, yes, food prices have gone up, but you have more money. I'm just going to have to double check that statement. Food prices have gone up, but you have more money. You have more purchasing power. That's not true. It's absolutely false. Electricity has gone up. Gasoline has gone up. Clothes have gone up. Literally everything has gone up. I don't know about anything that has gotten cheaper. Maybe if you buy some crap from, I don't know, some junkyard store. Maybe that's gotten cheaper. I don't really know. But in general, everything has gotten more expensive. I think, let me see. I forget the numbers. But according to official statistics, food prices have gone up 6.6% for the past year. And in all sincerity, truthfully, 2025 to 2026 hasn't been that dramatical in food price changes. At the very least, not in my country. Maybe it's different across the globe. I don't really know. But food prices increased massively from, let's say, 2022 to 2025. That was a massive increase. We're talking about as much as 50% increase. A pound of ground beef used to cost around $4. Now you're lucky if you find it at to $6. And in a lot of places you have to fork over like $7 or $8 for a pound of ground beef. That's not a 6% increase. That's more than 50%. That's actually 100% increase in some grocery store chains. And ground beef, and the same applies to chicken, to eggs, etc. Ground beef, chicken, and eggs are common foods that a lot of people eat. Like I said, I still remember what it was like on the first day of COVID, on the first day of the lockdowns, when people went into panic mode, and they bought a lot of food to store at home because they feared that, there's going to be a deadly virus coming. We need to stack up food at home. And the only thing that was left was vegan food, because nobody wanted to buy vegan food. When it's all said and done, people want meat. People eat meat. I'm sorry, but that's just the case. And so now you're sitting here saying that food prices have only increased, that people have gotten more purchasing power? No, they don't. Because what you use to describe, the theory that you use to describe the so-called increased purchasing power doesn't reflect the everyday life of most people. Because most people don't buy the cheap stuff. Or most people buy the stuff that actually has gone up in price. I'm at the end of my rant. However, the solution is blatantly obvious. Make more money. Because if you make more money, then it doesn't matter whether the prices of ground beef, housing, electricity, gasoline, etc. has gone up. because you make more money regardless. So teach yourself some persuasion, sales, and business skills. Make more money. If you're interested in learning more, then get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description, below in the episode description, wherever you're watching and I'll listen to this, and I'll see you there.